So happiness is when the water to the greenhouse defrosts and we can water without having to bring buckets.
It's like another zone back here. It's like jumping from April or May into June or July.
Our little radishes are coming up, but they were pretty dry. That's one thing about radishes, you can count on them being fast. Fast food. Got all kinds of things. I noticed we got some of these little red ones are poking up. See them? If I could remember what they are, it'd be great, but that's why we videotape. Because I didn't label them. Cucumbers coming up. Did you see that?
I see it.
Oh, look at my babies.
This one here.
I'm very excited about my little babies. So this guy's not a cucumber though. That one is borage. And I noticed that one yesterday, but the cucumber's new today. You're going to be joined by a whole bunch of friends that we got going in the house. And look, nasturtium. We got 2 nasturtium. Maybe another one here. I think that's one. Ooh, that was cold. And there's all kinds of greens coming up in this bed. I'm super excited for my salad. But look at the cress. It just comes so fast, eh? 2-week salad. Not quite salad, but greens. 2 weeks greens. And we got these guys. They're kind of taking their time. But I did notice
They're still growing.
we got
nice
some new
there.
little ones right here. So some of the ones I sowed are coming up. And I noticed some there. And there was some lettuces over here coming up. And so I'm happy. Let's show the peach tree. So I noticed yesterday that we are getting some, let me see, I'm going to have to, so I hope you can see that. We're starting to get some buds breaking dormancy here. Which means we're going to have to hand pollinate. Because we did not get bumblebees. I think next year we're going to do mason bees. I think, you know, we can still hand pollinate, but I think the mason bees would be good. Even out here, I noticed the peach trees are, even though it's cooler out here, it's like they know. They're like, it's time. One thing about the mason bees is they're a whole lot cheaper than the bumblebees. I was a little shocked when I heard how much bumblebees was going to be. Alright, off to tomatoes. So these are our tomatoes that we started indoors, and they are desperately needing to get transplanted. So we're going to mix up some soil and transplant them into 4-inch pots. So you can see this guy's got some pretty good roots. A little bit of the soil block fell apart, but for the most part it stayed intact. So we're going to put him in the very bottom of our pot. You always want to plant your tomatoes deeper than they were. They'll get roots out of the stem. And then we fill the soil up. And we've already labeled him. And the reason I like using pencil is in the past we've used pen, we've used marker, and in the water and in the sun they've faded. But pencil seems to always stay, for the most part, we can always read the pencil later. So we're going to give him a good watering and set him in the shade. We're just filling them up with a mix of vermiculite, our Pro Mix that already has perlite in it, and the mic in it, and some worm castings, and some composted manure, Epsom salt C90.
And that's an Eva, right?
And this one is an Eva Purple Ball. And when you have two growing together, you have the choice you can make. You can either pinch one out or you can separate them. In this case, it's a tomato. Tomatoes are like weeds. I'm just going to pull them apart. They're going to be perfectly fine. I'm going to plant this one and then the other one. So
That's needed for the lot.
we'll need an extra label for that one because we had 6 instead of 5. I think I kept seed as old as 4 years. I'm not sure which ones were which. And I got 100% germination. So I actually didn't want this many of each variety because my plan was that I was going to just grow a few out early and then I was going to take the suckers off them when they're about the same size as these plants I'm planting and just root them. And I would have all the plants I needed that way. But because it was older seed, I planted it all, and now I have 100% germination, so I may be giving away some plants later on. So I'll probably transplant these guys at least once more before I actually put them in the bed. I have to say, I think I like being in the greenhouse better on rainy days. It's quite warm in here. I'm getting there. Okay.
Yeah. Basically.
Then have some nice cold water. Oh. It's amazing how it can go from, what was it, 0 in here this morning when we got up to, oh, it's got to be in the 20s, close to it'll get close to the 30s or 40s by the end of the day.
If it stays sunny, it could be more than 40.
So we're going to put them in here for the rest of the afternoon under the shade cloth. We had hanging up from last year. This is where we used to put our greens in this section of the greenhouse. So since we had it over this, I thought that'll give them some time to bounce back. And I guess this evening we're going to come bring them back into the house, and then we're going to trial the rest out here. And that way at least we're guaranteed some plants in case the temperature gets a little too low and they get a little too unhappy. So we're going to trial these guys. Since we fill these beds with manure and compost, they tend to be warm on their own. So we're going to see if 4 layers can keep it warm enough. I'll let you know how it goes.
Hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and we'll see you next time.